Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode with McD Guitars. We are on a new journey, episode 2 today, and as you notice, we're starting off today in the music room. As you probably saw by the timestamp, this video is going to be a little different. We are going to get more into the back behind the scenes stuff and see how we figure and what we think and how we begin some of our processes. So I went ahead and I'm going to do timestamps and chapters from now on. I know there's a lot of people that want to just see the guitar action. Well, you can just look down and skip to that. And I do know there's a handful of people out there that would like a little more detail in the videos and some explanation of what's going on. So we're going to do that also. So from here on out, we'll have chapters. You can zip down in the description there and see where you want to start. But yeah, we got tons of fun stuff to do today. Got some neck work, we got some body work, and excited to get into that. But kind of wondering if you're wondering why there's this ginormous slab of babinga behind me. Well, maybe we'll tease that at the end of the video and see what you guys think. Some more excitement. But yeah, I think that we'll just go ahead and get in. We're gonna jump in and go ahead and hot off the press. We just got our top cut out. Let's finish off. Let's at least start getting our headstock veneer lined up. Then we'll jump into some other work here and there, and we'll be back and talk to you guys in a little bit. So, excited to see what everyone thinks of this new style I'm gonna start doing. But let's jump in and see. Let's see what we can find out. All right. Well, like we said, hot off the press. So let's get this going. You can see I'm running my fingers along the wood there, kind of help supporting myself, keeping it level. And just small things like that really help you get a quicker job done. And this wood works pretty well, and I must say I absolutely love the smell of it. There's definitely mixed opinions on that. It's kind of like licorice and ketchup and Dr. Pepper all mixed together. I don't know. Tell me if you smelled Camphor Burrow. Let me know what you think it smells like. But yeah, getting kind of crazy with the clamps there. Just doing what we can and let that guy dry up. I can, I normally, I get the hand plane out later in the video and definitely could have used a hand plane here. But boy, this leveling beam, it's always by my side. I really think I should build a holster for it because it is my tool and just gotten a good hand with it, and I really like the way it works things. So yeah, I ended up using this. If wood's close, I'm using this leveling beam. The side of the babinga neck, the side of the Paduke neck we're gonna do. It was pretty off, and so yeah, I definitely got the hand plane for that, and it's a little easier to work it if you're pretty far off. But measure, right? That's what we're doing here, and it is. This is a expensive enough wood that, yeah, it's gonna be on the edge to resaw that. It looks like our headstock is dry, so we're just gonna take a little bit off here and there, and we start to sand this up, and it's not quite as figured as the body, but it is very figured, and it's going to be a tough choice on which direction I go with this veneer. It looks so cool both ways, and trying to get the major ripples and figuring like that to not be hidden by the tuners will be interesting. We'll see what we come out with. But yeah, here goes nothing. It is this is something you just get better with over time, and I'm glad this wasn't one of the first good handful that I attempted, but it is Koa. It does work pretty easily, and these three went through great. They both came out great. I kind of mix matched them and played around with them and saw which book match I thought was best, and then that third side really doesn't have a great match, but as it starts to work down, it looks pretty nice. Now this is, the interesting part. When you first start making tops, or, you can buy a top pre-made, but when you start making carved tops yourself, the first couple you do, you're usually going to end up with a little cupping in one direction of the other. And the best way to eliminate that is when you think you've got a really good joint on your wood and you're ready to glue it up like that, put it back on and do some more work on it, because a lot of times you will, if you clamp it together, pre-clamp it and throw a leveling beam on there, you'll notice a lot that you might have a little bit of extra work left to do. But once you're satisfied, and then here we are ready for some glue up. And yeah, this is the top Eric chose, and I haven't put the other one together yet, but we'll probably just go ahead and join the other one soon, just so it can be in good storage and taken care of. Yeah, get quite a few clamps out here, and it comes out flat. I was really stoked. Not a ton to work with on this koa, so I'm really happy I was able to join this top, this back, this carved back, and not lose anything. It's like maybe we're a mil or two off, and that'll ease out. We're gonna get into some neck design pretty soon here, but in order to do that, I've got to get a flat surface on my neck. So let's tune this baby up. That's kind of the way you go. A little love tap there, and make sure we're cutting even on both sides of the plane. Get a nice even cut. Oh, not big enough. Better go find something else. Oh, there it is. That'll do. So, yep, maxing out my vise there, but yeah, this is pretty rewarding. Gonna go ahead and we gotta knock that wax off. A good protective wax is no fun to clean off the bottom of your hand plane. So we'll work off what we need to for this operation, and yeah, let's get it on, huh? Let's make this guy flat so we can do some dimensioning. We really do. Ooh, look at those curls. That's what we like. Can't see that in fast forward. We do work this down pretty far. It is Padauk. It's just the very slightly chippy-ish kind of feeling that some mahogany can have. So I worked this flat with the hand plane here. It was pretty close. This whole lumber was in good shape. But then we'll go ahead and grab that leveling beam and just polish it up a little bit and get rid of any of that fluffiness. So we have a perfect workable surface. All right, well, here we are. Like we talked in the past, we're going to start getting a little more in depth in some of these videos. I went around and started playing around with it and threw chapters into my last video. And so moving forward, we're going to do chapters. And if you want to see some of this more in-depth planning and preparation, then you can check that out. If you more into just watching the guitar building work, you'll be able to skip around to that. So probably be a little longer format now, and just have some chapters for you guys so you can watch what you like. So here we are. We have our neck blank. And yeah, when choosing our neck position here, we really gave the board a good look over. And we noticed this little inconsistency here, which kind of runs across the back there. So yeah, I mean, everything else is really clean. So we're going to go ahead and avoid that. Went back and forth, side to side, and we do have this really nice straight grain going over that area. So I'm not worried about any kind of weaknesses there or anything. And we went ahead and looked down. Man, both sides of this has its own rights of beauty, but we're going to go heel here, and then as we can see, our headstock is going to taper off with the grain of the wood, which should be pretty cool. There's some really nice, beautiful, bright sections in here, and I was really kind of hoping that could be on the side of our guitar towards the heel, but it'll be nice what little bit of that we see in the headstock. We have some pretty intricate plans for the headstock, so a lot of this Padauk we're probably not going to see. So, but it's going to be beautiful. So we have a couple lines on here. I started this video already and realized I need to flatten the surface before I want to go ahead and delve into this. So as you already saw, we went ahead and did that. We did some hand planing and just polished it up a little bit with the good old sanding block. You can see we still got a little earth over here. We are really flat, and really not going to get into that part. I mean, we're going to be here, so that's really going to be off of our neck to begin with. So let's do it. Let's plan this thing out. I guess the first thing I got to do is find myself a center line, so I'll do that real quick. All right, we got that done. Now we can start to work our neck placement here. All right, it is nice having some good quality templates, but in reality, I'm using this just like a piece of paper. It's like a thick, durable piece of paper you got to keep using, because once we get this worked out, I'm not going to use the template again. You know, a lot of people will go ahead and clamp that baby on or super glue and tape that thing on and rat out the neck, but that's just not my style. I don't know. I like working with crazy woods, and chip out with routers is pretty easy. So, and as you guys can see, I'm a pretty big fan of doing some handwork. So, yeah, we'll just keep doing it my way, and once we get this outlined and start to cut it out, we will just be winging it. Okay. Yeah, obviously we'll just be our mock-up for visual. And we'll take that headstock angle off pretty quick. Definitely not right there. So we're gonna go ahead and copy it here. Although since we do already have that headstock angle cut out on the side, we might as well go ahead and use it, right? And we will just match up to here. Good there, good there, good there. All right, so now we have some angles worked out here. This pencil lead doesn't always show up very well on camera, so I apologize, but we've got our nut marked out and our side cut out. So now we can go ahead and we'll mark our 15th and 17th fret, because that is where our heel is going to drop off. And now we can, let's do a couple measurements and give ourselves some side angle here. So say just enough. We'll just guess, we'll keep it small at 4 mil for the fretboard. And so we'll add our fretboard in. And we'll put ourselves, what do we think? You know, we don't mind a little bit of extra carbon. We'll go 25. So 25 mil overall thickness is going to leave us with a 21 millimeter cut of our Paduke. So when you're first building, I mean, I would start so far away and work up towards the neck. And as you get more comfortable with it, especially get more comfortable with the bandsaw, you really can cut the neck right up pretty close to size and not freak out, you know. Once you get a little bit of experience, you can usually keep a straight cut in the bandsaw. So we'll 21 mil thick there, and we might as well just go. I guess we can go 21 mil thick off of our 15th. And what is our overall thickness right now is, we're going to say 47. And just to be safe, we can go 35. We have 20 mil of koa, 20 mil of maple, and 8 millimeters of camphor burl. So we will have to glue the entire body together before we route out the neck pocket, because we're going to be going through all 3 of them if we want this neck pocket to be at least 30 mil deep. So that should be fun. Yeah, I mean, luckily this camphor burl top is really flat, so we'll have to glue it on flat and then route out our neck pocket, and then we can give it a little bit of contour that we want. So that should be good. Let's see. Go. Oh, we lost it. There we go there. You know, I forgot one tool out there that I'm going to need to go grab, but I guess we can make do with what we have. I'm sure that'll be all right. So we are going to always do a volute, so let's add a little bit of extra in there. So actually we went a little off there. We want to take that away. Let's take that back. Because, you know, obviously we want our neck to be thin. We want to be thin right up to the nut. And then from there, we're going to want a little bit of volute. I like to do it for artisticness as much as extra support. I think it looks nice. Everyone has their own decision on that, I guess. But from there, let's give ourselves a second 35 mil line down here. We can knock that off real quick. And then no matter what, we won't have to panic, and we'll know we have enough wood left to hand plane some break angle into. And then obviously 15 to 17 can be just start with a little break. Now, before we think about taking this over to the Mr. Bandsaw and slicing it up, we're gonna have to do one more thing. So I guess that's gonna wrap up this little session in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer our 15 and 17 frets to the other side of the neck. I just always do that as a precaution of, depending on how I'm gonna want to slide that through the bandsaw. Usually always works out and I don't need it, but hey, it's a tiny bit, a little extra planning. But before we do that, before we put anything on here, I think we're going to go ahead and go re-flatten this out. We'll go out to the workshop, square this end up, and we'll be ready to cut this neck out. And yeah, should be exciting. Just wanted to get this part done so we can let this sit for about a month and see if it wants to move at all. So yeah, I guess we'll see you guys out in the workshop. All right, we'll make sure that wood feels real nice and flat and there's no rock to it. And you know, sometimes I think it's all right to just let the work speak for itself. So we're just gonna check this one out. Woohoo! Well, I'd say that's a pretty good run for this episode. We have our neck started, and quite frankly, it doesn't really bother me to do the truss rod channel before or after this point, as long as I've got a flat edge to run my router against. I can support it and clamp it, and yeah, I think we'll be just fine with that. So this guy's gonna sit for a while. We'll see. Maybe that'll be the intro of our next video. Is I'll go ahead and get the truss rod, just the main channel of the truss rod, routed out on this, and then we'll let this sit for a month and see if it wants to wiggle at all. But yeah, so we got a good start with that. And well, I didn't make you guys watch me use the level beam sander anymore, but we have got a flat carved top of some koa. Boy, I look back and saw what I paid for this piece. Ooh, let's just say I didn't think it was that much. But in the end, there was 2 tops, and Eric liked the little bit darker book match we were able to get out of that. And I was kind of stoked because I like the other one. And I kind of laughed because the other one won't be for me either. I mean, I'm getting to the point now where how many guitars can you have, right? So I start passing them out, but I don't know if we'll be able to see it. We'll be able to zoom in and maybe the next video, and it's this really cool area where we got some good figuring going on in there and some really good book matched area. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a headstock veneer on the back of the headstock also. So we'll have camphor burl headstock veneer on the top. We'll have some koa veneer on the back, and boy, that'll look pretty nice. So can't wait to keep going forward with that. And yeah, next episode we'll start joining these 3. We'll see. It's not too bad, I was kind of worried about the thickness of how that's going to turn out, but I think we're going to end up just fine. And yeah, so we'll keeping on over here, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. You can give me some feedback on what you think of the video or how things are going. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, cheers, huh? So, we're going to have our hands full for a little while with Eric's wonderful custom build. But Kurt is next on the list, and he wants a flying V. He wants a Randy Faulkner flying V, so we're going to do it. I went ahead and drew up a full-size flying V, and I really like the way it came out. I'm pretty stoked with that. And we have this massive chunk of Babinga that we're going to use to make it. The pencil doesn't show up very well, but you can see we are going to get, I haven't decided yet, there'll be 2 ES335 size bodies we can get out of this, and whether we make 4 tops or 2 full bodies, that'll be up in the air. But what we did is we went ahead and we made ourselves a cutout of what we're going to need. We do have a Honduras rosewood neck that's going to be neck through, that is almost identical in color to this. And we are going to be able to squeak that out of this giant piece and still get our 2 ES335 bodies. I was really puzzled on what wood I could use to make this happen. I didn't want to waste anything, and I foiled over this a couple times and finally found the way it's going to work, and I was ecstatic. So some point we'll start getting into this and see what we can accomplish. It's going to be an exciting one too, but that's just a little teaser. We'll get into that later. Cheers.